fans of high quality entertainment. So today is kind of just a vlog where I'm talking about a few things. So I've always really respected Jimi Hendrix. I love, the music of the Jimi Hendrix Experience for the most part. But I was never a big fan. I was just a fan. And I especially love Are You Experienced, which I almost always have, either on vinyl or CD in my collection. And doing the CD exchange with Glenn Kellaway, I recently realized what a great album Axis Bold as Love is. I didn't know. Yeah, even in the 60s, there were, a lot of rock bands, and even back then, you couldn't keep up with everybody. So Jimi Hendrix, I had this on vinyl. I had this one on vinyl, and that was it. I never did buy this, or my older brothers never bought this, and they never bought this. So I would just hear these albums sporadically through the years. And like I said, I've just recently become a big fan of this album. And the other night, I finally listened to Electric Ladyland. I've heard it in the past, but I don't think I've ever sat from beginning to end listening to it. So for me, it was like listening to a new album, not knowing what's coming up. And I was just blown away, of course, by Jimi Hendrix guitar work on this whole album. Mitch Mitchell, such an amazing, underrated drummer. And then, Noel Redding, of course, on bass is great. But yeah, I just have a new respect and appreciation for Electric Ladyland. This probably I need to play it more, but I think this probably is the Jimi Hendrix Experience's best album. So yeah, it only took me over 50 years like I said, I've always realized he's one of the great guitarists, obviously, just seeing him perform. But, to listen to his studio albums, I finally took the time and I really listened, and it was amazing. And on my other YouTube channel, Canadian Studmuffin, I'm doing a CD exchange with Glenn Kellaway, and he's given me Coliseum, the complete reunion concert. I played the first couple of songs on this. I have not played this yet, but I will. Level 42, A Physical Presence. Morris Gautreaux, he'll be happy to know I finally listened to this morning, some of it, about the first half. A Perfect Circle. I played this all the way through once already. Lydia Lovelace, Somewhere Else. And then I played this all the way through, Pete Townsend, Empty Glass. So in about another week or so, we'll probably get together and do our CD exchange reviews and then more CDs to exchange. And lastly, as some of you know, Molly and I are seeing Sparks in Toronto this September. It's September 17th. And this will be the third time we've seen Sparks in 4 years. Who knew? I'll try and give you a quick history of my history with Sparks. First saw them in 1974 on the Midnight Special. Took a little bit of time, but I became a big fan. I saw them for the first time live in Toronto at the El Mocambo in 1982 with my first wife, Nancy. And 2 nights later, they performed on Saturday Night Live. And they were excellent. What a great, the Angst in My Pants band, they rocked. They were excellent. And then, there was a point in the mid-90s after their album Interior Design where you never heard anything about Sparks for like 4 or 5 years. I thought they seriously had given up. Until one day, I'm in a record store and I see this new album, Gratuitous Sax and Senseless Violence. So I saw Sparks again on their solo tour in 2013. So that was 31 years after seeing them at the El Macombo in Toronto. 31 years. And it was a small club, maybe held 400 people. And I was right at the front of the stage. And they were awesome, just doing the solo tour. And I was really happy that they performed Those Mysteries from Introducing Sparks. That was cool. But back then, they weren't as popular as they were in the 70s in the UK. And I was thinking, this is probably the last time I'm ever going to see them. So it was, kind of sad in a way too. But then they did a collaboration with Franz Ferdinand. And 2 years later, I'm seeing Sparks again in the band FFS with Franz Ferdinand. Who knew? I didn't. And then, of course, there's the Edgar Wright documentary, the Sparks Brothers, which got them more fans. And then Annette, the movie they made. And so, yeah, the last 2 times they played in Toronto, they're playing to more people now, like at least 3 times, 4 times the size of when I saw them on the solo tour. And so, but even the last time Molly and I saw them live, I was thinking, this is the last time. But they're putting out a new album this May called Mad. And I'm seeing them again. So I am hoping to reach out to Sparks management and see about having an interview with Ron and Russell, or just Ron or Russell, and promote their new album and the tour. That's about it there. I've still been listening to a lot of Electric Light Orchestra because Phil Aston, Now Spinning Magazine, the YouTube channel, we're going to be going through ELO's discography near the end of this month. And so I'm starting to really get to know all of the albums. And as I've said, Jeff Lynne is a musical genius. And that's I'm going to ramble on for a few more minutes. I also, like I said, how much I enjoyed that Jimi Hendrix album. I enjoyed this the most I've ever enjoyed it last night. I've always really enjoyed it, but last night it just hit me in a different way. Even Moonchild, I know some people don't care for that track, but it's part of the album, and I love the way that it goes into the Court of the Crimson King. So amazing. And I still need to, I know this album pretty well, Discipline, but I still want to play it more. I need to play Islands more. And Red I've played a few times. I'm getting to really know this album too. It's amazing. And I need to get in contact with Alex from Beer and Vinyl, because at some point we're going to talk about the discography of Dream Theater. I played this again last night. It is so amazing. And their latest album, which I'll probably be playing tonight. I haven't played it in a while. And yeah, back to Sparks just for a minute. The other night, I played a couple of albums that I like, but they're not my favorite Sparks albums. But I don't know what it is about getting older, but you just have a new, as the years go by, you just have a new appreciation for music from your past, and even albums that you thought were just good. It's like, you know what, these are better than good. These are great albums. Pulling Rabbits Out of a Hat. I used to not care for the production, or, you know, even the songs aren't as strong as on some of their other albums, but I really seriously love this album now, and the production. It's a great album. And also, where's the other one here? Yeah, music that you can dance to. I know it's not a favorite of some Sparks fans, but I think it's very underrated. And once again, I really enjoyed this when I played it the other night. Even Fingertips isn't as bad as it used to be for me in the past. So it's always fun to get reacquainted with albums from your past that you thought were just good, and then you realize, no, these are really good albums. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Looking forward to some comments below. Please like the video and make sure you're subscribed. Bye.